Hello everybody, what's up? RezenatorZen here. Now you may or may not know that I'm a fan of Cyberpunk, though I really haven't read Cyberpunk fiction, but I'm a fan of Ghost in the Shell, and Ghost in the Shell is Cyberpunk, and I really do want to read more Cyberpunk and more kinds of those stories where it's Cyberpunk, Steampunk, Biopunk, stuff like that. And for those of you who don't know, Biopunk is really it's not through technology, it's through bioengineering, like genetic modification, sort of like the plasmid systems in Bioshock. Now I'm going to actually do a video later in the day or tomorrow where I talk about more in depth about objectivism and Bioshock and how objectivism had really influenced the world of Bioshock in the story and as a whole. I'm also going to talk about how Bioshock is really, it's a steampunk kind of, God, why can't I think of the word? Narrative, there we go. It's more of a steampunk narrative as far as I can tell because there's so much steampunk technology. I mean, the doors are steampunk, the turrets are steampunk, the cameras are steampunk. It is as if that the technology of the 50s evolved faster, but from a different way than it did in real life. It evolved differently than the way it would have if it had evolved on the surface. But being on the bottom of the ocean limits you on what you can and cannot do because of that. But I mean, that's a really good mix. I mean, it has objectivism and it has steampunk, and steampunk and cyberpunk and stuff like that could come from objectivism because it's really a philosophy of advancement of technology. It's really the advancement of a man, and the greatest thing that someone can do is become really wealthy and really successful. I think that really does play into steampunk and or cyberpunk because those kinds of people are really what drives the force in cyberpunk and steampunk. Um, but um, as I said before, I'm a really big fan of steampunk, and there's a game, I forgot what it was called, but it was for the PS2, and it was a steampunk-based game. It was weird. If anybody remembers that name of the game, please tell me, because I'm trying to remember it, and I can't find it, and I don't want to go through my demo discs for my PS2. But, it's a steampunk game, and I like steampunk, and there's a lot of Japanese steampunk and cyberpunk. Um, but there's really nothing else I'm going to talk about. If I was wrong about saying that, if I was wrong on objectivism, I apologize if someone could tell me. But it does seem that objectivism, since it's a person-centered philosophy, that it would really stand to reason that technology and stuff like that would advance. And if I'm wrong, as I said before, I'm not really all that deep into objectivism yet. As a philosophy, I haven't studied it for as long as I should have before making videos, but from what I can understand, it really does seem like something that I would want to get into. And I've really started getting into philosophy, as I've stated before. Like, I'm getting into transhumanism, posthumanism, objectivism, moral relativism. I don't know what's actually sparked this interest. I think I've always had this kind of interest in political philosophy and moral philosophy and all of that stuff. I was never really able to explore it. But and I've been really stirred to talk about steampunk, cyberpunk. I think it's due to the fact that, um, like as I said, Bioshock has steampunk elements, and that world is so rich, and it draws me in, and it's gotten me into steampunk. And I've always been a fan of steampunk, like that game I was talking to you about. That was really cool. Um, uh, I'll post an annotation if I can remember the name of it. But yeah. Alright. That's all I'm really gonna say about this for now, but peace, love, harmony, and steampunk, cyberpunk, and biopunk are all fucking awesome as far as I can tell. Objectivism is very awesome as far as I can tell, and transhumanism is shaping out to be a very interesting topic to look into. Peace out.